I want to start by thanking the phenomenal career public servants that I'm honored to work with, members of our Rackets Bureau who are with me today, Rachana Pathak, who's the chief of our Worker Protection Unit, Michael Ohm, who's the deputy chief in Rackets, Jody Kane, who is the chief of the Rackets Bureau and the acting chief of the Investigation Division, and our phenomenal group of investigators who, we talk about the lawyers a lot, we could not do any of our work without our investigators, Genesis Cornell, Haley Fitzpatrick, and John Reed. I sure need money to pay my rent, please. Hi, sir. Can you pay me my payment today? Please. I have an emergency. My grandmother died. I need my money, please. Can you pay me today, please? Some of these text messages are pictured to my right. They're just some of the dozens of text messages that workers at Grimaldi's sent pleading with their employers to pay them what they were owed. We allege that for years, Grimaldi's Pizzeria owner Anthony Piscina and Manhattan manager Frank Santora schemed to defraud at least 7 workers, pizza makers, salad preppers, busboys, and dishwashers of more than $20,000 worth of wages. Wages that they were entitled to for doing an honest day's work, wages that, as these text messages make devastatingly clear, were desperately, desperately needed. Instead of following the law and paying their employees what they earned fair and square, we allege that Grimaldi's gave their employees paychecks that bounced, convinced their employees to continue working through partial payments via financial apps, made appointments to settle wages that were owed, and then never showed up for those purported appointments, offered employees far less than what is required under the New York State minimum wage law, and perhaps most tragically, time and time again, failed to pay their workers any wages altogether. One Grimaldi's busboy was promised just $10 an hour, which is well below the then minimum wage of $15 in our state. Even so, we allege that despite this already unlawful promise, the defendants never paid this employee a dime. To this day, we allege, he is still owed approximately $8,000. In another instance, defendant Santora gave an employee who worked at Grimaldi's for 6 years a letter stating, "I owe you $4,559. Despite the employee's best effort to recoup his wages, he has still never been paid a cent. Now, you may be wondering if these employees ever threatened any legal action against their employees, against their employers. And the answer to that question is that they did. When one former employee told the defendants that he would hire a lawyer to recoup his wages, they told him in substance, "I've got 3 complaints on me. The state is not going to do a thing." The owner of Grimaldi's also told his employee, who was wearing a cap with an American flag on it, in substance, "Take that off. You can't wear that." An apparent reference to the employee's national origin. We are here today announcing that both of these defendants are charged in the New York State Supreme Court indictment with scheme to defraud and 7 counts of failure to pay wages in accordance with the labor law. In Manhattan, we value our workers, and at the DA's office, we fight each and every day to make sure they receive every dollar they earn. We know that what may appear to some as a relatively low dollar amount can have life-changing consequences when stolen from someone making minimum wage. Now, We see that with the text messages that I started with. And that's why I created the office's first worker protection unit in February of last year, tasked with investigating and prosecuting wage theft and other forms of worker exploitation across Manhattan. The unit builds on the fine history of this office prosecuting wage theft in the construction and real estate development industries. We have expanded our focus to include other industries with high rates of worker exploitation, such as home healthcare agencies, fast food and restaurants like today, the hotel industry, and much more. We launched this investigation when our then newly announced worker protection unit began receiving multiple allegations about wage theft at Grimaldi's. This indictment makes clear that those kind of calls and referrals can and do lead to criminal cases. And so I want to take a moment to encourage any worker whose wages have been stolen to contact our worker protection unit by calling or messaging 646-712-0298. Please know that the office is a safe place to report a crime, whether or not you are documented. We need your help to continue to get the word out and to hold employers that engage in misconduct accountable. We know that there is much, much more work to do. Again and again, we see companies taking advantage of our most vulnerable populations, including low-income and undocumented New Yorkers, and abusing power imbalances to line their pockets. Today, together with our partners in law enforcement, we're making sure that these workers are treated fairly and that bad faith employers who violate the laws are held accountable for their crimes. Thank you.